Welcome back, everybody, to our Tampa Bay Rays out of the park 27 long-term save. And we have officially made it 1 month into the season here in 2032. You take a look, we are 16-10. Again, uber competitive AL East. That puts us just a half a game above the Boston Red Sox. Let's see how we got here. Once again, first off, we're hitting pretty well. We're hitting better than we have in the past. Granted, not like crazy better, but we're hitting better. The bats are very, very solid. We have a good lineup. We're really happy with the lineup. Pitching wise, it is the same old. The bullpen is extremely high level, extremely elite. And the starting pitching is less than average. So I feel like every time I do an update in the last 2 years, this is what I've said. So it's kind of the same team. Like it's obviously not as last year. I think we had a lot more star power, but it's the same brand. It's this is like our brand of baseball, and it's still the same. We'll look at the individual players who have got us here. But first, we do have an injury report on Jaron Advincula. Got tendonitis in his biceps just 16 games into the season. He was off to a pretty rough start. Granted, he had that last year as well, where he was off to a really bad start and then ended up hitting 300. So hopefully when he comes back from this injury, he can just find it again. He can figure it out. But yeah, we need him to be good. He's obviously someone who we built up on our own. He was a first-round supplemental pick for us. He's a guy who's, extension eligible, obviously, who wants a lot of money. So we need him to play better if we're going to even think about giving out that contract. Obviously, as of right now, with where we sit with our money, I don't know about all that. Especially with these contracts going up for Michael Forret, up to $19 million if we choose to accept that. Dylan Beavers goes up. Eichson goes up. Chalowski goes up. I don't know. We'll see. But no, he's hurt. We ended up calling up Greg Kruk. He is back up in the major leagues. Just 5 games, but a 98 WRC plus, so just fine. But let's just take a look at the lineups in general. Malachi Washington has torn the absolute cover off the baseball. He has been, without a shadow of a doubt, our best player through 1 month of the season. He is, we talked about his under-the-hood numbers, and we were like, if he could just get a little bit luckier and let this, really come to fruition, he could be an absolute dog. Well, that's happening. The under-the-hood numbers he's finally starting to get a little lucky, or at least luckier than before. And he's an absolute animal. Hitting 326, 1 dotting right now with 1.7 WAR already. Almost beating what he did in 114 games a season ago. Malachi Washington, we would not be anywhere near 16-10 without his bat and without his glove. He is playing center field a ton now for us, and he's got a plus ZR there. Yeah, we hit on one, folks. The 2026 draft was pretty successful. We got Advincula, we got Washington, and we got Chalowski. A lot of pluses. After him, Mike Plummer's been good as the backup. He hasn't played much. Trey Abel has been really solid as as kind of the fill-in for Advincula. He's also was starting versus lefties. We made that change. And another 2026 draft guy. So, I didn't even realize how good that class has kind of become, but yeah, Trey Abel, really, really solid. Not a lot else I can say. Carson Williams through 2 weeks, couldn't hit the broadside of a barn, and now he's figured it out. He's back to a 130 WRC plus, hitting for average now, hitting 294 right now. I don't expect that to kind of continue, but as long as he gets his power numbers back to where they're usually at, he's a stud. Really, really good baseball player. He's off to a great start. Same with Rock Chalowski. He's off to a really, really nice start. His bat is just kind of continued to develop. Obviously, he's kind of been one of those guys who starts off a lot better than he kind of finishes throughout the season. So I don't expect him to like stay a 124 WRC plus guy, but if he can be like a 110, just above league average, that would be really, really nice. Pete Alonso had a really hot start, and now he's slowed down a touch, but still on pace for 44 homers, 120 RBIs. We'll take that. Under the hood looks really, really good. Expected batting average. His expected slugging is 651. It's currently 450. Pete Alonso is going to be just fine. He's just fine. Dylan Beaver's off to a bit of a slow start for one of our main guys here, but 93 percentile barrel rate, 536 expected slugging. Another one of those guys who I just feel is getting a little unlucky, so I don't feel too worried about Dylan Beavers. Nick Morabito is kind of just officially just a glove first outfielder. He's not really going to hit for us like he did back in 2030, I don't think. And that's okay. That's all right. Yeah, he's splitting time in the outfield. He's starting in right field right now. So, yeah, that's fine. Daniel Pierce, following up last season's high-level end to it with how he started last season, where he just really couldn't hit the ball very well. That's what's happening right now. He's not hitting. Obviously, hopefully he can turn around like he did a season ago, but yeah, not ideal. We need that guy to be hitting. Antunes has been a fine backup. Kalaz was off to a really hot start as a backup. I think he's just seen more playing time, so I don't know if it was just like lucky with his numbers, but not ideal. Chase Brunson has not been what he was a season ago, but 9 games. We're going to give him the benefit of the doubt. Expect him to turn around. And then Yainer Diaz has absolutely kind of sucked, but I mean, he doesn't walk. We knew that coming in. He wasn't going to be a guy who walks. But the expected batting average, expected slugging, high barrel rate. Another one of the guys who we have in this lineup where we're like, yeah, he can probably turn it around. And we'd like him to, especially for the, $5 million to be the catcher. We expect a little more. Plummer's playing like it was every third game. I'm going to make it every second game. And then especially versus lefties. So despite not very good defense, we're starting to really try to value the bat behind the dish. Yeah. But that is the lineup. If we look at the pitching staff, it's been a little rocky. What we've done, we have 2 openers going right now, Peyton Paletti and Gabe Davis, moving Cade Cavalli and Michael Fort to the bullpen as openers. Cavalli was off to a pretty tough start. If we take a look at his splits, 2 games as starter was absolutely horrific. So we're going to see if he can work as an or as a follower. His ERA is down to a 2.45. The underlying numbers still don't look great, but better. It's better. Definitely someone we'll move around, try to figure out. We're paying him a good amount of money, so kind of need him to play well. So, Cade Cavalli is off to a bit of a slow one. And then Michael Fort, I think I kind of assumed we'd be okay with his injury if he played in spring training. I know there's like a rust factor that's kind of built into the game where guys who come back from lung injuries, you really need him to do the rehab stint. I thought with him being on the spring training roster and playing for 4 weeks, that would kind of be the rust factor. I don't know if that's I don't know if that's what the issue is here, or if just Michael Fort's been just not good. But he's been really bad. 5 starts, allowing almost 3 home runs per 9, walking a ton of guys. Nothing like his 2029 campaign. The BABIP is really high, so I expect him to kind of cool off a little bit. But for a guy who we're paying $11 million to be the ace of this ball club, and him having the worst FIP minus, him having the worst ERA plus, it needs to improve. Like it has to. So we're going to try anything we can to make sure it does. Gabe Davis was off to a really, really good start, so we moved him into the rotation, and now he's struggling a little bit. If we take a look, as a reliever, he was doing really solid, so maybe him sticking as a reliever, we try someone else here, maybe C-May Jr. as an opener. give him a chance to, get his footing back because Davis was doing really good. I wanted to see what he could do as a starter. And obviously, not that great. We take a look. Zach Wheeler was off to his ERA is really low, 2.89, so it's pretty good. We're obviously not asking him to be the Zach Wheeler of the old. The underlying numbers may look bad, but all I'm really asking of Zach Wheeler is to go out there and get us outs. I don't care if the underlying numbers look bad for Zach Wheeler. If it's a sub-3 ERA, we're taking that every single day of the week. We just need guys who can get outs and we can rely on a little bit. So far, not too bad. Ixon Henderson, been really solid. Had a bit of a home run issue early on. This Chicago lost 2 homers. But we have a pretty big hook on him. We're going to allow him to go deeper into games, a guy we trust, a guy that earned our trust in the postseason a year ago. Was an absolute stud. So do what you want, Ixon. I trust you. I'm going to let him rock. C-May Jr. is off to a really slow start, but it looks like he's kind of honed it in a little bit, which is really nice to see. A 108 ERA, that'll play. Braden Fisher's been really solid. Ben Joyce has been really reliable as the main setup guy. Sam Hedges has continued to be really serviceable. He's also a guy I was thinking about using as an opener, so maybe we'll look into that. Aaron Sheet had a really bad first 2 outings, and since then he's just been dominant. He's locked in. Very good per nines. Just really good underlying numbers and really good numbers up front, too. So, a lot to like about Aaron Sheet. And then Cam Caminiti has really been the surprise of the season for us. He has been lights out, folks. He has been excellent through 5 starts. You look at these per nines, and, I mean, you think we're looking at Paul Skeens. Elite. So, low home run per 9, low walk per 9. I mean, that's a recipe for success. Very good K per 9 as well. He has that captain personality class. He's been awesome. If we take a look, he had a pair of games to start the year that were really, really good that I'm trying to find. Yeah, he went 6 2/3, 1 earned run, 10 Ks. Followed it with 6 innings, 9 Ks, no earned runs. He's a dude. We might have found something there with Cam Caminiti. So, love to see it. Griffin Jacks, I believe, won Pitcher of the Month this month, mostly because he has 4 wins and 4 saves. We've been kind of the walk-off kings of May if we take a look. Griffin Jacks has been good. And then another thing, Carter Rustad was up with the team through 5 games. Got dead arm, I think. Yeah, dead arm, so we shut him down. That's why Peyton Paletti is up, because Paletti did not make the opening day roster, and he's gotten 1 1/3 innings, so it was good. So there's that. But what I was saying is we've won a lot of the close games here. Walk off here in extras, walk off here in extras, walk off here, or not walk off, but win in extras. So Griffin Jacks pitching the 9th inning has found himself getting a lot of wins just from us being kind of the walk-off heroes. If we take a quick look at the players of the month, John Gonzalez wins it in the American League. He's still doing it, so there's that. And then Jackson Churio, who has been lights out for the Brewers, 2.3 WAR, on pace for 14 WAR. I'll have an update on his team in a moment. And then Griffin Jacks won AL Pitcher of the Month again. 4 saves, 4 wins. The game prioritizes that quite a bit when it comes to these type of awards. But the underlying numbers are really solid for Griffin Jacks, despite the 3.65 ERA. So, and he's our boy. And then Quinn Priester from Milwaukee. Jonathan Clemens is a rookie here for the Chicago White Sox, who looks to be, a dude. NL rookie went to Diego Castro. The Phillies aren't great, so yeah, they're just trying shit. Roberto Montoya, by the way, is at Double-A. If you take a look, he's hitting .412 on pace for 58 home runs, has a .255 WRC+. So I think he's figured out Double-A. It is his 21st birthday today. I'm going to let him go for a little bit longer. Just like I don't want to do 19 games and then you're at AAA. But if anyone would get called up that quickly, it would be this guy with how goddamn good he's been. I mean, he's slugging .835. So that's how Roberto Montoya is doing. We also had a few other awards, but no one like crazy. We'll take a quick look around the league, and then I'll keep going here. Obviously, we lead here in the AL East. Still competitive, except for the Yankees. They're just not very good. In the AL Central, the Twins are expected to be really good, and they're off to a pretty slow start here. And the Guardians lead the division at an even 14-14. In the AL West, a team we haven't seen in a while, and the Seattle Mariners are currently leading it. The Astros sit at 500, a few games back. If we look at the league leaders here, Roman Anthony hitting 400 to start the year, but it's really him and John Gonzalez that are really dueling things out as the best hitters in the American League to start the year. We see some Malachi Washington, third in OPS, third in WAR. Absolute stud. Best pitchers, Sean Youngerman has been excellent here for Cleveland. They got him in a trade in the Cade Smith deal. So, yeah, I think they're happy with that trade. Aaron Ashby for Cleveland as well. So they have two pitchers at the top here. Kind of surprised they're only 500 with that. McClanahan has continued to be an absolute superstar pitcher here for the Twins. Yeah, that's the American League. In the NL, the Mets are 19-8, so they're all the way back. The Nats are right here. The Marlins are right here. The Brewers, like I said in an update, are insane. We said, oh, how could they be better than the Cardinals? How foolish. They've won 13 straight games, so, deal with that, I guess. They have the best offense and the best pitching in all of baseball, so hopefully we don't play the Brewers anytime soon. Cubs are right there, though. They're 18-9. The Cardinals are right here. And then in the NL West, the Giants are really good, as we expected them to be. If you take a look at the league leaders, Jackson Chourio is off to just a crazy, crazy good start. He leads. Ellie De La Cruz is doing Ellie De La Cruz things. Yoshinobu Yamamoto for the Mets has been excellent. Same as for Rotani for the Giants. But yeah, those are kind of the league leaders. We're just a month in here, so we're gonna keep this thing going. Hopefully we can keep this up. Hopefully we can keep it up with kind of a, I don't know why it changed to OSA, but with kind of just an interesting staff. Like, it's an interesting roster. Having to kind of piece some things together, but I feel good about it. We're gonna keep things going here, and yeah, let's have a good May here. And an update here on May 2nd, we have officially re-signed once again. Griffin Jax will be a part of our bullpen, part of this Rays team in the future. We'll save some money off his previous deal, another 2-year contract worth, this time, $9 million a season. Next season being a vesting option, so as long as he finishes 35 games, he will be on the team once again in 2034. But Griffin Jax, he's been Mr. Reliable. Let's not talk about last year's postseason. He's been our guy. We're bringing him back. Of course we are. All right, we've made it to May 21st, and we have a pretty big injury report on here. Aaron Sheet has a hamstring strain. He has been one of, if not our best reliever through the early stages of this season. Just a massive blow. Goes to the 60-day IL. Hate to see it. Probably, I don't even know what pitcher to bring up right now. I don't even know yet, but maybe Ramporti? No. Yeah, I don't know. That was that's a big loss. Probably Henriquez, huh? That makes more sense. Yeah, we'll do that. Big blow. He has been super reliable, super good. It's just, yeah, that one sucks. That one sucks. So, yeah, he will be shut down. Ronnie Henriquez has joined the team. All right, we have made it to June 1st, so we'll give a little update here on how the squadron is looking. We are 34-20. We maintain our first place lead in the American League East. If we take a look, we were 18-10 in May. Ton of games, by the way. Didn't even realize that. I was simming through it. But a very solid month. We won a lot. We had a few sweeps in here. We did lose a few series as well. But all in all, very positive month. Really like the way the team has been playing. Again, it still feels like we've been doing it in kind of an odd way. We're not playing the best defense like we have been. The bullpen's still really good, but not the best. But the lineup has really done a really solid job for us. If we take a look, Dylan Beavers has really turned it around like we expected him to. He's been our player. He's had an excellent month of May. If you take a look here, hitting .319, one dotted in the month of May, and 178 WRC plus. He's all the way back to what we're expecting from Dylan Beavers. Carson Williams decided he's hitting for average this season. We'll take it. As long as he's hitting, I don't give a shit how he does it. Just be a dude. And he's done just that. So, Carson Williams back to his normal self. Malachi Washington has slowed down quite a bit. It has not been his month here in May. Just a 67 WRC plus. I think that the regression to a mean hit him a little hard. I think he'll bounce back and he'll be somewhere kind of in between those two numbers of 172 and 67. Hopefully it's on the positive end of that. If he can just average out and be a 120 guy, 130 guy like where he is right now, let's just do that. I'm fine with it. Pete Alonso's also been solid again. Very good underlying numbers. Still hasn't really found it all and put it all together. So we definitely need him to do that. But the bat's definitely slowed down a touch here. Yainer Diaz picked it up a little bit. Still not doing great. Chalowski has forgotten how to hit once again. So not slugging whatsoever. A 363 slug. Really bad. Starting to look like this contract might not be very good. But maybe he can turn around and be a guy. Brunson has got more playing time and has struggled in it. Abel's been fine as the backup. He's playing good defense at second, which we're not really we're not really used to seeing. So I think that's a big reason the WAR is pretty high for him. Daniel Pierce is kind of league average. He bounced back this month in May. 110 WRC plus, so as long as he can keep doing that, we'll be happy. I just called up Aiva Arquette. He was a minor league free agent guy I signed. I know him very well from Oregon State. Right? He went to Oregon State. Yeah, Oregon State. Just a stud. He's been with the Marlins in this save, and he was good. Back-to-back 3 WAR seasons and wasn't good last year. Was a free agent. We signed him. Was raking at Durham, so we'll give him the call to be the backup infielder for us. See if he can add a bit of a spark to the lineup in a few spots. I want him to play a little bit. Let's just make him the main backup here for the infield spots. He can play every 5th game. And then versus lefties, I want him to he can play every other. But yeah, that's what we did for the lineup. Pitching wise, if you look at just the fit minus, it scares you a little bit. Scares you. We're used to seeing maybe 1 or 2 guys, maybe 3, 4 guys with 100 plus. Right now, it's most of the goddamn roster. Terrifying, I know. Caminiti has kind of came back to the mean, still solid. Ikeson's right here. 2 guys that we're still okay with. Henrique has been up for 8 innings. He's here. Zach Wheeler's still been really good. I would almost go as far to say he's been our best starter this season. He had a crazy game to open the month. Yeah, he went 7 innings, 7 Ks. Went right before that 6 2/3, 10 Ks. So if we can get that version of Zach Wheeler going, we'll be just fine. Ben Joyce has been getting hit this month, so got to figure that out. Cavalli's been whatever. Rustad's been whatever. Gabe Davis has been great. Fort's been bad. So the pitching staff that we're so used to being really good, not off to the start we were hoping for. I think I'm going to move Rustad back to just a bullpen spot. Let's just change things up a little bit, and I'll put Cavalli back in to the rotation. Oops. So we'll make it work. But we're winning, so there's that. The Nationals overtaking the Mets here in the NL East. Brewers continue to do Brewer-like things. The Giants continue to be great. The Rangers have now overtaken the Mariners, have just collapsed. So, sorry, Mariners fans. The White Sox have overtaken the Guardians, really fallen off this month. Sebastian Walcott has been excellent. So, he's got 19 homers already. That feels like a lot. John Gonzalez continued to be great. Looks like Roman Anthony had a bad month. Yeah, 81 WRC plus after having a 208. Not ideal. John Gonzalez, how could he ever slow down? McClanahan, 95 strikeouts, 23 more than the next guy, so that'll help him out a lot. And our former friend Noah Cameron, he went to the perfect ballpark for him. The Mariners, yeah, that makes a ton of sense. Great contract, really good gift for them. That makes a ton of sense. Noah Cameron balling out for the Mariners, even though they're not where they should be. National League Churio still doing it, still hooping. A lot of home runs being hit this year, it feels like. Torkelson has been excellent. Luke Adams, Kene Blanco here for the Cardinals. So they have two guys here, despite being only 28 and 27. I don't really understand how this team's not winning, because they have Bowers and Himes and Doyle. Like, they're below their Pythag. They're just not pitching, I guess. So, I mean, with how good that team is, I can't believe they're not better. Yamamoto has been lights out here for the New York Mets. No surprise there. But yeah, that's what the league's looking like. Let's get to July, and then we'll see what the team's looking like, and also see what the first-year player draft is looking like as well. If we want to take a quick look at the draft pool. First of all, Manny Leon here is an absolute stud. I wish we were picking first, because this is who I'd take. Gonna be interesting to see who takes him. Obviously, he is the projected first overall pick. We don't pick till way down here at pick 31. Michael Sanders being mentioned for us. He's Hawaiian. It's a good draft class, like really, really solid this year. So hopefully we can maybe get one of these 60 guys. I don't know about that, but if we look at like OSA ratings, still pretty similar. So there's a lot more 50 graded guys. But obviously we hope we can. We also have a, if we look at, oh my gosh, draft order, we also have a supplemental pick. So we'll pick at 31 and then 39. So hopefully we can add some talent. We've usually been doing pretty good with those supplemental picks. So we just need to, do well again. But yeah, that is the May team update. We'll get through June here. And here on June 7th, we've been red hot. We've won 5 straight games. We technically have won 6 straight games, won like 9 of our last 10. We take a look. Yeah, we've won 9-1 in our last 10 games. Red hot. And Dylan Beavers will be shut down for the next 6 weeks. So maybe our best bat right now, hitting the IL. We've had a bit of an injury issue luck here. I don't know what injury issue luck. Let's just move on past that. Really not ideal. Dylan Beavers has been absolutely lights out for this lineup. Definitely not a guy we want to be losing. Maybe Brian Blanton comes up. He's been raking at AAA. See his debut. Blaine Brown has continued to just be a dude at AAA who, very volatile kind of. Let's do, I think I'm going to do Blaine Brown. I think he deserves the call up more than anyone right now. We'll do that, but definitely a heartbreaker a little bit. We're going to need people to really figure some things out. We need to get the other guys in the lineup spats going, because Dylan Beavers kind of really carried us through May. So without him for the next 6 weeks, luckily we've built a pretty big cushion on our record. So hopefully we can still be competent and still be at a good level here. But we have been playing well above our Pythagorean, so we really need to hone this in. All right, we have made it to July 1st. We are 50-30, firmly in first place of the American League East. A few things that I wanted to touch up on. One, this guy was sitting on waivers, Hunter Cranton here, was a dog for the Brewers. I have no clue, and I literally mean I have zero freaking clue why the hell he was there. So we placed a waiver claim on him. I think he'll come in for maybe Henriquez. Henriquez has been good, though. I'll probably just send Gabe Davis down for right now. The issue is that we have Zach Wheeler. He got hurt. He was, it was just one of those nagging ones. Shoulder subluxation. So it was like a 1 week injury. We decided to shut him down. We need to bring him back here soon. So I don't know who the next man to move is. Yeah, that's a future issue. But for right now, Hunter Cranton will join the team. I mean, just like a free setup man. Going to be tough for me to decline that offer. You also saw that AJ Smith-Shawver was someone we had DFA'd for. So Zach Wheeler Zach Wheeler got hurt. So we gave Smith-Shawver the call up, and he was maybe the worst pitcher in all of baseball for 3 starts. So we slammed the waive and DFA button, and he has been sent down. If we look at just the mail and news, we had a bunch of stuff come in, obviously, as we claimed Hunter Cranton. Top 100 prospect update. I just want to give a quick little look at the top 10 guys. Victor Cassius here, really good. You know, we're kind of into this save now, so a lot of these prospects are going to be not have a lot of holes in their game. Let's just put it that way. They're pretty damn good. International free agent signing here for the Giants. They've just found another dude. He's up in the major leagues hitting 360. So Francisco Perez, maybe they have right-handed Barry Bonds. Freak. This closer here for the Pirates. Another guy, another middle infielder here for the Miami Marlins. They have a dude coming up. The Cubs have quite a few dudes here, and this guy's a stud. Blake Caporn from Australia. Another scout discovery. You know, I mentioned how I lowered the scout discoveries because it turns out a lot of players are really good from that. You'll notice more than one of those scout discoveries here. But 5th prospect, Logan Palmer here for the Astros. They have another dude in the wings who looks to be an absolute dog. And then Gilliard, I think we've talked about. He was the first overall pick for the Toronto Blue Jays. He's at AAA form. Looks to be another really good player. The slider's not great, but really good curveball, sinker, changeup. I don't know that he'll be one of the other freaks who goes 1-1, but he looks to be really solid. And then we have Negron here, who in 2031 I listed as a guy I wanted to go and get, I think. Yeah, he's on my draft prospects list. I really liked him. I think OSA must like him even more. So, yeah, a stud. And then for the Nationals of all teams, so the Nationals are already great. Now they have this guy on his way up, so that's good to see for them. Jeremy Jones, who we know a good bit about, first overall pick in 2030. He was, the 2nd overall pick, like the year before that? Yeah, the Nationals took him in 2027. He was the 2nd overall pick. So, popular guy. And then the top prospect in baseball, scout discovery. So, yep. But looks to be a stud here for the Kansas City Royals. They've been really bad. So, Alejandro Garcia. Top minor league system in general, we have fallen a little bit. We are here at 21st with Sheet graduating from this. It's fallen a little bit, but we do have Demeet Hook in the wings. He has been, we just called him up from high A. He was doing unbelievable things, 22 fit minus, and now he's regressed at AAA up to a 24 fit minus, or at AA, sorry. This guy's going to be a stud. Like, we know how to build bullpens here, and we're going to have another great one, headlined by Capelli, C-May Jr., and Aaron Sheet for a long time to come. Manuel Hernandez still here, but he's still not, developing the things we need him to develop to be a starter in the major leagues. Despite pitching well, he's playing well at AAA, but we need him to figure things out. OSA likes him a little bit more than our scout does, but Isaiah Frazier, on the other hand, is developing things that we really like. Up to 50 on this home runs allowed. If he can just keep doing the thing down at AAA, he will very likely see the big league club this year, which we want, obviously. And then Roberto Montoya is up at AAA now after raking at AA through 2 months of the season. He's also a guy who will definitely be threatening to join the Major League roster as soon as this September. If we just take a look in general, how our prospects are doing, we'll sort by top potential. Capelli, obviously, we mentioned. Chad Tetzloff, who we took in the first round a season ago. At A-ball now, he was, I think he was at rookie ball or like the international thing. I don't remember. But at A-ball, doing solid. He just got a positive scout update where a lot of things went up. So things we like to see. Quadrado is a guy that we got international free agent signing in 2031, and he is now at A-ball. He has graduated from the international and rookie ball. He is in the heart of our system now, and he's off to a pretty good start through 12 games. So really, really excited about what he could be. Carlos Perez, another one of our top prospects, a guy that I'm really excited about, the starting pitcher we got in this past international free agent market. Really, really excited to see what he can become. And then a lot of guys we know about, Isaiah Frazier, Manuel Montoya. Ralph Sierra was that guy who, for some reason, was in the minor league free agency. He's at AA for us, and he's been lights out. So another guy, if he continues to develop, could be a dude for us. Kai Smith, who we got last year. Blanton, who's at AAA right now. He could also come up pretty much at any time. But yeah, that's just kind of a quick little update on that. If we take a look at the lineups, we've slowed down. The lineup isn't where it was. We're now seeing a lot more double digits, where you look over at the pitching staff and you see a lot of first places. We've kind of figured it out a little bit with our pitching, and with that we've lost our hitting. Malachi Washington still has been the most serviceable bat, but he has continued to decline from his red-hot April start. June was better. It was better. But again, we wanted it to be, in between these two numbers and not here. I still want a triple digit, obviously, for a guy of his caliber. We think he can definitely provide that. Williams has been excellent. Trey Abel's been excellent. Pete Alonso, again, I feel like he's still getting pretty unlucky. Where we have full faith in him. His BABIP is lower, so I'm not too worried. Aiva Arquette has been really solid for us in 15 games or so. So he's a guy who will stay on the Major League roster for now. Blaine Brown hasn't been bad either through 17 games. Wish he had a bit more pop, but what are you going to do? Morabito's been whatever. Brunson's been good. Plummer's been solid. Chalowski's been figuring it out a little bit more, starting to get his bat back to where you're kind of hoping it to be. Really solid June with a 114 WRC plus. So hopefully he doesn't do this every other month crap again, and he can just keep riding at that like 114 WRC plus range, because we need him to. We gave Ed Vincula the call back up. He was on a small rehab assignment, played 11 games down at AAA and raked, but is continuing to just struggle in the major leagues. So I don't really know what to do about that. We need him to figure it out, especially for someone who is coming up on the last few years of his arbitration where it starts to get expensive. He's a main bat in this lineup, and we need him to provide because we don't have a lot of big bats in this lineup. So someone who needs to play better, especially with how good Abel has been playing, especially with how good Arquette has been playing, especially with we take a look at Greg Kruk down here, especially with Roberto Montoya. So the clock is ticking for Ed Vincula to really kind of get things going here. Granted, not that many games, but it doesn't change much. We need him to play better, so hopefully he can turn it around. Pitching staff-wise, we saw a lot of 100-plus fit minuses, and now we only see one. So we have kind of figured things out here. I don't know why we have an open... Oh, yeah, I got to bring Zach Wheeler back up, so that's the reason we have an open spot. But again, the duo of C-May Jr. to Griffin Jackson on the back end has been excellent, and now we get to add a Hunter Cranton to that mix. Henches has been really good as the lefty guy. Henriquez has continued to be solid. Same with Rustad and Fisher, really solid in the middle of the bullpen. Caminiti and Ikes and Henderson have both been very serviceable starters. Same with Paletti. He just loves being an opener, and he's just continued to be excellent in that role. Cade Cavalli has moved back to the rotation full-time now. If we take a look here in June, he was really, really solid ERA-wise, but under the hood it looks a little rough. With our team being 50-30 and kind of like the rotation looking like this, definitely expect us to go and get a starting pitcher. And then lineup-wise, with what we might add and what we might subtract, maybe we find an Advincula trade for a big bopper. I don't know how much I'm wanting to do that, but it's definitely in the cards because we need to figure out a way to hit better. And obviously, I'm still quite concerned about the starting pitching. Obviously, we know how good the bullpen is, but if we couldn't win it all last year and we had that rotation that we did, I worry about our long-term projection this year. Michael Foray, by the way, has settled down. He's doing much better, back to league average. I think that I'm going to leave him as this reliever follower because he's been lights out in this. So a guy that we kind of want to be a starter, but if this is what works for him, it's what works for him. We're going to keep rolling. We're not going to mess with it. And then obviously Zach Wheeler will be back momentarily. I'm going to let him get one more go down there. And then obviously we need Dylan Beavers back. That'll help with the bat issue. But we have a lot of moves to discuss, but that'll be a next episode problem. Let's get to the 11th and get to the 2032 first-year player draft. And before we get to the trade deadline and the big episode where we'll probably see multiple deals be made, we have a little sprinkle of something before we get there. We are making a move to acquire a starting pitcher. We are going to say goodbye to Robert Kalaz. Just something that just didn't work for us. I don't know if we didn't really invest all of that we should have into Robert Kalaz. Obviously, this trade doesn't look as exciting as it did when it happened on the Junior Caminero deal, but I think it worked for both sides. We got Henderson, who we liked. We got to get rid of Caminero's contract. I know we kind of turned around and spent big money right after that, but yeah, I think it wasn't as positive. Both sides wanted, but it wasn't a negative for either team. So we'll say goodbye to one of the main pieces that was in that contract or in that trade. And we'll send Robert Kalaz to the San Diego Padres, and we will be acquiring Christopher Sanchez. Been off to a wonderful start here in 2032 here for San Diego. And in real life right now, he has been absolutely lights out. Definitely a guy to threaten to win a Cy Young at any given point. He won one here in the save in 2026. So we're acquiring yet another former Phillies Cy Young winner, a little bit past his prime, but still someone we have a good amount of faith in. Christopher Sanchez will be joining the Rays. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have made it to the first-year player draft. Just an update on the roster, what we've been running with. We have been doing just an extra pitcher on the roster rather than sending anyone down. I didn't really feel comfortable letting go anyone. And the worst player or the worst pitchers on our roster aren't guys that we can really afford to send down to Michael Forett. Update though, Cade Cavalli did get waived and DFA'd, likely to be released because I can't imagine he would accept demotion, and he's not someone that I'm like, let's just throw you back out there, we'll figure it out. Just a bad contract. I don't know if this was just something that, I don't know, I was trying to revise a problem I had with letting him go earlier, and I just tried to force something. Just a mistake. I apologize for that. Just something I shouldn't have done. We were kind of trying to figure it out with the pitching staff in terms of trades that we were making. I should have just kept going in that direction rather than sending out money we really didn't have to spend, and this is what it turned into. So just a classic bad contract. It happens to the best of us. But going to say goodbye to Cade Cavalli, it just hasn't been going well for us with him. We'll offer him a minor league contract, see if he'll come back. But Cade Cavalli is off the roster, and we haven't even made it to the deadline. And we didn't trade him. We've been fine in this month. We've 6-3, perfectly fine. We won a series with Arizona and Kansas City and Houston. Screw you guys. But yeah, we have a 4-game set due with the Yankees. But before that, let's dive in to the first-year player draft. All right, we're ready to go here. See who the first few picks are. As you can see, the Dodgers have pick number 2. They went from like pick 12 to 2 because they're the Dodgers. And it's all rigged. Marlins 1-1, go Manny Leon. Yeah, this is a can't miss prospect here out of Jackson, Mississippi, wanting to go to Cal Poly, but I think you choose to go to the MLB if you're the first overall pick. Hit 566 at high school the year before, so think he can play. I think he can play. Dodgers at 2 go Armando Gomez, just an absolute freak pitcher here from Albany, New York, trying to go to Old Dominion. They're known to recruit studs. But, his last year of high school, he pitched 110 innings, gave up 4 earned runs. So, I know high school stats don't matter at all, but that's bizarre. Looks to be a future day one, just ace, pure ace. Could be one of, if he fills out, he could be like unbelievable. Pick 3 here for Vegas. They got Mike Henson, more developed pitcher from Billings, Montana. Very solid. Could also be a frontline guy for them in the future. Mariners at 4. Another starting pitcher comes off the board. 3-pitch, disgusting stuff. A guy who wants to go to the University of Minnesota. Go Gophers. Very good 3 pitches, but they're all fastballs. So we'll see. Maybe he can be a very good pitcher as long as all 3 of those develop. And then pick 5 here. It's a first baseman for the Chicago Cubs. They go Eric Suttle Jr., elite eye potential, elite bat or elite power potential guy as well. Those are the top 5 picks in the draft. Let's get all the way down to 31, as we have a guy that I listed just go in front of us in Glenn Morgan. So that should tell us that this draft class has not been, or the good of the draft class may have been taken. Yeah, we do. I was hoping maybe a 60 potential guy would get here with how deep it was this year. That doesn't happen. Take a look at the top bats. Kevin Wilkins, we kind of took Armando Alvarez, who was a similar build, and he has not developed to what we were hoping, so I'm not intrigued by that. Dave Solis is very similar to Edwin Kula as a prospect. I just don't know if we're going to sign up for that again. Jason Owens, no. Joey Pinkney, not a very intriguing bat. Let's look at the starting pitching. That is right field. There's only one guy here who's from college, 3-pitch pitcher, good work ethic, but maybe out of Hibbing, Minnesota. I feel like this is just a relief pitcher, like long term. The 40 stamina worries me. It is a good player. Like, it is definitely intriguing, but that is worrisome. Michael Sanders, high school pitcher, a big project, 25 control and 25 home runs allowed current. I don't know. It's just a class that tells me he probably won't ever get to 50 or 55 on either of those. It's tough when you start in the red with that. So the board did not fall favorably to us. We see Brandon Livingston, another high-level reliever. I know we've been kind of known to take those quite a bit. Very great personality class as well, so someone I'm definitely intrigued by, but I don't know if he should be the first round pick. We could just take relievers and build the greatest bullpen ever, just from the draft. But I don't know how badly I want to do that. I feel like we should take advantage of the first round pick and take a bat or take a pitcher, or take a starting pitcher. I did have Solis listed here, high work ethic, high loyalty. I feel like I might just do that. I don't love Andy Carter, but like he could be good. It's just I don't know if I want to go back to a 3-pitch starting pitcher again. And like he has one negative upgrade to the stamina. It's like, is he even a starting pitcher at that point? But he is cheap, and it's something we haven't really done yet, and it's something different. He has the same nickname as Aaron Sheet. Maybe we go Andy Carter, because like we know what Dave Solis is. Like we have this on the roster. We know he can hit 300. We also know that he can be not very good, as we've seen with Advincula. He doesn't play great defense. I'm gonna try something different. Let's go with the pitcher. Let's go Andy Carter. Let's change it up a little bit. We're so used to kind of falling into the same trend. Let's try something else. We'll go Andy Carter, add him to our short list, and we will lock that in. We'll go starting pitcher for this time. Now we pick again here shortly. Let's see if the guy that I want gets to us. Dave Solis does get drafted. So much drama, and he does. So we're going to go with the reliever. Brandon Livingston looks to be an absolute stud. 2-pitch pitcher, throws hard, great personality class. We're going to continue to invest in our bullpen. Struggled with the home runs a little bit in the DL, but has 70 potential there. OSA likes him even better than we do. I'm gonna lock this in. Brandon Livingston. You know, the one of the last times we had a supplemental pick, we took the best reliever available, and I would say it's worked out pretty well. So we will draft Brandon Livingston with our supplemental pick. So we go pitcher to open up this year's class. We'll go back. I mean, there's still a lot of intriguing relief pitchers, especially Wayne Ray. I don't know if that's the route we'll go down. Take a look. Sam Bryan, elite level glove behind the dish, which I am intrigued by, but the bats are really, really weak. Look at starting pitchers. There's a 40-45 guy. If these were different pitches, I would maybe look into that, but no. I don't dislike what I'm seeing here from Caleb Ralph. I don't love the poor competition level, but definitely someone who intrigues me. 5 pitches, but low work ethic kind of scares me. Josh Garreau, nope. Dave Carpinelli, maybe, but I'm not bought into that. Bob Brinn, another 3-pitch guy. So I'm not in love with any of this. Maybe Jim Steele, just because he's developed, but I don't think he's a starter. He's got 2 pitches, and they're both fastballs. Let's go look at the bats quick once again. I think I'm going to go Sam Bryan. I like the glove. If anything, he's a very high-level just catcher in the minor league system for us. Let's take Sam Bryan, and then we'll see if that reliever gets to us with our next pick. All right, we are back on the clock here, and that reliever is not available. The best one available is intriguing, though, and Corey. Let's just call him Corey. Trying to go to St. John's, which is cool. Two very good pitchers. Low control, though, which we don't love. There's a 40-45 guy here. It's kind of whatever. Let's just look at normal starters again. Jim Steele's still available. I'm not taking him. I'm just not. Wolgamuth. It's a level 10 last name, but we don't love his profile. Let's look at the bats again. Nate Grant's an impossible signee catcher. Yeah, I guess. He's trying to go to Georgia, so I get it. He doesn't want to sign anywhere. Brad Anders, not in love with. This draft class has really whittled itself down really early in this. Jorge Arriola from Portland looks to be intriguing. Let's just maybe do Arriola. Maybe we go younger, actually. What if we go Ayala? Phil Barnes? Yeah, I don't know. It's interesting to be having to take flyers really, really early in these classes. But I don't dislike the change that Out of the Park made to weaken the classes. I think it was something that I've been calling for sure. So I can't be too upset about it. I'm gonna go Tony Ayala here. We'll go with the younger project. He'll be our next selection. I'll do 2 more, and then I will finish it up on my own. Brad Anders still here. I like his profile class, but really bad in the DL. Arriola's still here. I feel fine to take him. Let's just do that. We'll take Jorge Arriola. Glove first to shortstop. See what he can do for us. And then let's do another selection. Let's go look at the starting pitching again, see if there's anything else that piques our interest. Dustin Harvey actually doesn't look too bad. Guy who was good in the DL as well. 5 pitches, has good movement. Maybe Dustin Harvey could be something. Tony Castillo, I'm not a big fan of. David Butler, no. Reed Brunel. No, why don't we go Dustin Harvey? We'll take the starter, 5-pitch potential. I like that. We'll make that happen. I'll finish it up. I'll show you guys all the other moves we made, and then I'll get out of your hair for today. All right, we have made it to the end of the 2032 first-year player draft. Uh, as you can see, we obviously went Carter to Livingston with our first two picks, and then we did Brian, Ayala, Areola, and Harvey. After that, we took starting pitcher Jay Jones here, three-pitch guy, high adaptability and baseball IQ, three-pitch pitcher, but really good stamina. Yeah, I mean, all these guys are projects. So Brad Anders, who we mentioned, who was available when we were making our other selections, he was still there in the seventh. We ended up taking a flyer on him, and then we went catcher Brian Calabrese here. Another good defensive catcher, big project with his bat, just 18, so no problem. And then we went Brian Sutherland, a very solid-looking shortstop. I'm actually intrigued by him quite a bit. High work ethic, good glove, just 18 years old, high gap power, high speed. So he has the tools to maybe find his way into the big leagues as he develops. Corey Reams, kind of a little similar, not much of a glove, but solid bat with good gap power, something we like to see. Another high school bat. And then we took John Murray here, center fielder, 18-year-old as well. High power potential, or at least highest of those available. So we took him. And then in the 12th, we took pitcher Miguel Alvarez, 40-grade knuckleball, high work ethic. Why not? We need to get a knuckler in the organization again. And Miguel Alvarez will come in. And then we took Kamari McCauley, 80-grade potential fastball from a sidearm. Might as well take the flyer on that. He's just an 18-year-old already throwing 95 to 97. So we'll take a gamble on Kamari McCauley. And then we took Steve Tehaden, 18-year-old with 50-plus potential pitches. Decided to take a risk on it. High stamina, high leader, but high baseball IQ. Who knows what he could become. Probably not much, but might as well take the gamble. And then Jody Tibbetts, three pretty good pitchers, high work ethic pitcher, probably grades out to be a reliever long term. Again, not the best control or home runs allowed. And then Nick Bennett, two 55 and 60 grade pitches already. Terrible control, but if he can, I mean, he'll be a reliever in the minor leagues for us. And then we took that was Nick Bennett. And then we took Miguel Carranza, another knuckleballer, will be joining the organization. Had to do it when we saw that. And then we took Will LeBenz here, high leader, high baseball IQ, 4 pitches. I mean, you guys know how weak it gets as we get further along. And then Chase Scott, second baseman, we took high leader or high loyalty, adaptability, and work ethic, just 18. So took a gamble. And then our 20th pick was Aaron Morehouse, was the fastest player available, 80 speed, good defense, terrible bat, but just 18 years old. So that is the 2032 player draft. The Rays sit at 56 and 33 as we head into another trade deadline where we're going to be trying to make some moves, try to improve the ball club, and once again try and contend for a World Series championship. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and as always, go Rays.